All the peoples of the world have creation stories, and my people are no exception. It would take 3 days to tell our creation story and do it justice. But I'm going to share just a little bit with you today. And this is the first time, really, that we've shared this to the public. But it's because of the work that we're doing here is so important. That's why we want to share this. So, it kind of goes like this. When the earth was young, it is said that the earth has a family. The moon, we call her our grandmother. The sun, we call our grandfather. And the great mystery is Chimundo. The earth is said to be a woman. And in this way, we understand that woman preceded man on this earth, because from her comes all life. And water is her lifeblood. And through her, it flows through her. It nourishes her and it purifies her. On the surface, all is given in 4 directions, and those directions are sacred. North, south, east, west. Each direction contributes a vital physical power and a spiritual power, as do all things. When she was young, she was filled with beauty. Chimundo sent his singers in the form of the birds to the earth to carry the seeds of life to all of the 4 directions. And in this way, life could be spread across the land. And then Creator placed the swimming creatures in the water. In our story, the earth is said to be the daughter of the moon. And when the first woman was lowered down to earth, all she saw was water. There was no land to place her feet. All the water birds saw her hanging there and gathered to help her. And they called on all the water creatures to come. So Turtle came and he offered his back. And the birds gently lifted her and set her on top of the turtle's back. She told the animals that she could create life here if they could just go to the bottom of the ocean and bring her some of the earth. So one by one, each of these animals tried to dive way down deep into the water. And one by one, they gave up. The water was just too deep. Finally, a tiny voice cried, "Let me try." And it was Gilhus, the little muskrat. He was gone for a long, long time, and the woman was about to go back when she saw something floating in the water. And it was the lifeless body of Gilhus. She scooped him up in her hands, and in one tiny paw, he held a wee bit of earth. And she held such gratitude and compassion for the generosity of this little creature that she took a sacred shell and she blew life back into his body. To this day, he is the totem of the Wolastoqiyik. And if you see on our flag, the canoe is following Gilhus. She took a bit of the earth and placed it on the turtle's back, and over a period of time, Turtle Island, or North America, came into existence. Then Guluwaskabe, the man from nothing, came into the world. When he opened his eyes, he was lying on his back in the dust, and his head was towards the rising sun, and his feet were towards the setting sun. And the right hand was pointing in the direction of the north, and his left hand was toward the south. Having no strength to move any part of his body, yet the brightness of the day revealed to him all the glories of the whole world. The sun was at its highest point, standing still. And beside it was the moon without motion, and the stars were in their fixed places, while the sky was in its beautiful blue. While his eyes held fast in their sockets, he saw all that the world contained. Besides what the region of the air revealed to him, he also saw the land, the sea, the mountains, the lakes, the rivers, and the motion of the waters, and in it he saw the fishes. On the land were the animals, and in the air were the birds. In the direction of the rising sun, the night was approaching. Kjimundo made it known to Guluwaskabe that the world was all spiritual, and there was a living spirit in all things, and that spirit in all things has power. At this time, Kjiniwesk was a young maiden, and Guluwaskabe heard her voice, her soft voice speaking to him out of nowhere. Teach this to all the people. These are the words that she said. And if the earth could speak to us today, these would be her words. I have come to stay, and I have brought all the colors of life on my brow. Love is mine, and I will give it to you if you love me as I love you. And all the world will love me. Even the animals love me, and they steal my body because they love me. Strength is mine, and those who can reach me will get it. Peace is mine, and I will bring content to the heart that seeks it. But woe to the man who does not listen to the power. There will be 70 times 7 people who will share in it. Keep it pure, because I have no other place to go, and I know no other than you. I am here, I am young in age, and I am tender, yet my strength is great, and I will be felt all over the world. And as the evening and morning dew falls on the leaves of the plants, when the sun is at its highest point and shining in it, the heat from the warm sun on the dew, and that warmth brings life, and I am she. 3 teachings most sacred and significant to my people are these. 1, respect the power of Kjimundo. 2, the land that Kjiniwesk gave to us, we must never leave. 3, we must never forget the first mother, and we must show the love that we have for her by conducting observances or ceremonies in her honor. So, today I tell you, the path of life goes from east to west. So today we recognize Creator within creation. The great mystery made sure that everything that has been created is sacred. The sun, the moon, the wind, the ocean, and all that lives between the earth and sky. We are not to walk in fear or sadness, but with courage and clear purpose, because the power, the beauty, the sacredness of creation is already ours. We respect and honor and celebrate that life today. We are but guests here on earth, and one day we too will come to that western door, each of us. And I send this prayer to those who have already gone ahead, and I ask for their help in what we must do to protect life here in this place, and for our children, for our grandchildren, and for our great-grandchildren. Chiwaliwa.
Thank you very much, Alma. That was an honor to hear that. So our next speaker is Ron Tremblay, who is here from the Woolastook Grand Council, and he is part of the Peace and Friendship Alliance.